We're at Mobile World Congress 2018 and I'm delighted to be joined by Kaela from Netrounds and Sumit from VMware. Digital transformation is key to operators. What is it that VMware and Netrounds are doing to address this?
Let's start with what the operators are actually trying to achieve. So, trying to migrate to the next generation transformation fueled by 5G technologies. So they're basically starting with the transformation of their networks. What they've been delivering out of their core data centers actually needs to be extended now into the edge data centers, essentially moving compute more closer to the edges of the network. And then also tying in public clouds as well to leverage some of the economies and services available within those type of subscription offers as well. From a VMware perspective, we provide the next generation NFV stack that is geared to deliver the virtualization capabilities within those individual clouds. Bundled together with that virtualization stack is an integrated operations portfolio of products that essentially allows the operators to be able to start operating, managing, and monitoring their environment straight out of the box.
And when we have these distributed environments, these distributed cloud environments and hybrid environments, it becomes really important to how do we measure end-to-end the SLAs that we're delivering to our customers. With 5G, it's all about requirements. What requirements do you need for these real-world applications and these different use cases? So how can you monetize requirements if you can't effectively assure them and monitor how you're delivering quality to your customers?
What challenges do operators face in both monitoring and managing their services?
In terms of monitoring and managing the services, first of all, they're actually doing that in a very vertical approach where they're actually monitoring the stacks essentially at individual layers of the stack. What I mean by layers is they've got specific implementations and tools that focus purely on their transport layers, and then they focus specifically on their infrastructure independently from the applications and so forth. Going forward, what they need to do is essentially be able to take a look at that horizontal view across all of these distributed clouds as we talked about, and be able to measure and monitor all of that in a single plane in a holistic manner, as opposed to the silos individual solutions that exist out there today.
So what it becomes important to do is measure across these distributed vertical and horizontal silos and get a real end-to-end perspective using actively generated traffic across the hybrid cloud infrastructure and up into Amazon AWS, for example. So from that horizontal perspective, what you can actually do is test the service from the end user perspective using actively generated traffic. And this has more of a service level and application lens on how the service is performing for the end user.
How are you both addressing this challenge?
One of the key things that we've done in a joint collaboration with Netrounds is essentially built that whole cross-tier view, essentially looking at that entire stack that I talked about. So what we've been able to establish is leverage some of the technology components that Netrounds brings to the table, integrate that into our operations management portfolio of the various virtualized products that we have, and essentially be able to provide that horizontal visibility and also provide that service awareness that couples itself with all of the infrastructure telemetry information that we capture today. So with that, we're actually able to take a look at how, from a service perspective, we're actually take a look at how individual customers are actually being monitored and managed, along with being able to take a look at what the performance characteristics are across all of these different distributed clouds, which essentially helps with a faster issue isolation.
So further to the point on issue isolation, you can actually use segmentation of the network across the cloud, between the different clouds, and use the actively generated layer 2 to 7 traffic, so from throughput loss and latency up to the application layers, to actually isolate these issues much faster so you can proactively find and fix them before your customers are impacted negatively.
Sumit, Kaela, thank you both very much.
Thank you, Graham.
Thanks, Graham.